Yo, what's up, everybody? What is up? What is up? Give me 1 second here. I have to grab my other laptop so I can see what you guys are saying. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. What's up, everybody? I am back. I just got my other laptop here, so let me open that so I can see what you guys are saying. How's everybody's day been? Hope it's been pretty good. The newest One Piece chapter was insane. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and I thought that this would be a good way to do that. So let me just double check that this is up. Alright, it's going to the wrong website. That's good. Exactly what you want to see. Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, YouTube, there we go. And it is loading at a snail's pace. Okay, I'm almost able to see this. And all right, yeah, there we go. Now I can actually see the comments here. All right, what's it saying? Wait, is it streaming? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Okay, now I can see you guys. All right, Obsidian, what's up? Eric, how's it going? Suki, how you doing? Snailium, how you doing? Lighty, how are you? You said, is this spoiler free? Sorry, Snailium. In this stream, we will be talking about like the stuff that happened in the newest chapter, chapter 1180. So yeah, this one will not be spoiler free. We're going to be talking about stuff in 1180. Is this even a debate? I feel like Emu definitely folds all of them. Honestly, I kind of think that too. I'm interested to see some other people's takes on it. But yeah, we'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about like stuff that happened in the chapter in general, because there's like a lot of interesting power scaling stuff that happened in there. You said, yo Lilo, do you like Naruto? I like Naruto a lot. Yeah, Naruto's really good. Let's see if people defend the Admirals. Yeah, I wonder if anyone will. Hopefully some people do. Let's see what else we got here. You said love Emu's first showcase. I did too. It was actually great. Emu's insanely strong. You said, bro, this is genuinely a pointless debate. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's people who think that the Admirals can beat Emu. I think the Yonkos all working together would have a chance though. Like if we had Shanks, Blackbeard, and Luffy all working together, I think they have a chance. Especially like with Blackbeard's ability to take away devil fruits. Like, I think the Yonkos would have a chance, but I don't think the Admirals really do. But I don't know. I want to see if anyone would defend the Admirals. If not, if no one defends the Admirals, then I'll defend them a little bit. And then you said, no worries, I'll stay anyway. Thanks, bro. You said, trust Mihawk one-shots Emu with just his butter knife. True. How's the audio sounding, by the way? Is the audio sounding good? Like, are you guys able to hear me? You said, it all depends on how Loki and Luffy perform against Emu. If they both get mid-diff, then the Admirals will get mid-diff too, tops. Yeah, how Loki and Luffy do does determine a lot. I think Luffy's going to go straight into Gear 5 when he fights Emu, because it looks like Luffy's going to appear again, if not in the next chapter, then like very soon after that. How's the audio sounding though, guys? Are you guys able to hear me well? Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me. But yeah, I am going to do a debate stream on this. We had a few people in the call earlier, but I don't know if they like went to sleep because it is kind of late in the night. You said audio sounds good, sounds clear to me. Okay, that's good. But yeah, if anyone wants to do the debate here, let me put the debate link in the chat so that way anyone who wants to join can join in. Let me grab it 1 second. Yeah, I can do it from here. Let me grab this here, and then let me go to the live. Okay, yeah. And I'll post the debate link in here. Audio is crisp, that's good to hear. Let me double check this is the right link. And it is. Here, actually, I think I'll put it on this poll. Or maybe I just post it in here. Maybe that's just better. Yeah, post it here. Okay. So yeah, if anyone's trying to join in on the debate, feel free to hop in. I will be in debate voice chat 1. Okay, so yeah, I'm in debate voice chat 1. If anyone in the stream would like to debate, oh no, it's looping. Wait, how's that happening? How did I do that? Do I have? Oh, it's because I have the stream open still. Got it. Okay, yeah, should be good now. Okay, so yeah, if anyone's trying to join in, just hop into that debate link. Until that point, I'm going to be just talking about some new stuff from the chapter, and I'll give my stance on it. There's like one argument for the Admirals being able to like fight against them, maybe a couple arguments, and I guess I'll just start sharing them. Let's see, hold on. So this is something I've seen you could use to like maybe try and scale the Admirals to Emu. There's this statement here where Emu's about to go to Elbaf, and they're like, oh no, we'll just send the Admirals instead. So you could argue that like maybe they think all the Admirals together are like relative to Emu or maybe equivalent to Emu. And actually it says we can send the Navy Admirals from headquarters to Elbaf. So like you could argue that maybe not all the Admirals are even at the headquarters. Maybe some of them are like out on missions. So they're just saying like a couple of the Admirals from the headquarters working together would be like equivalent to what Emu could do. But I don't even know if that's like that good of an argument, honestly, because who's ever giving this request might not even know what's happening down in Elbaf. That's a possibility. Yo, Dark World, thank you for the donation, bro. I appreciate it a lot, man. Thanks, Dark World. Chat, you guys should all check out Dark World's channel. He makes really good Demon Slayer content and really and now he makes like really good Hunter x Hunter content too. And I've collabed with Dark World on the channel before. He was in the Gon versus Phantom Troop video. But yeah, it is kind of late in the night, so I don't know if people will be hopping in the debate. We had a few people who were here like not even 10 minutes ago, but they all vanished. I guess they're just busy. Hold on, let me put out a message and see if anyone wants to hop in here. Yeah, I put out a message to see if anyone wants to join. But we'll see. If no one wants to join, I'll just yap a bit about like some of the cool power scaling stuff in the newest chapter, right? So yeah, spoiler warning to the newest chapter. If you guys aren't caught up with the newest chapter, this would be a good time to like bounce, because I'm about to like talk about things in the newest chapter. So one of the cool things in the newest chapter is the line of from Gabon where he says that Imu's Haki that he's sensing right now, he hasn't sent, it's stronger than even like the Haki he felt in God's Valley. So like the most interesting thing about that statement, there's a lot of interesting things about that statement, to be honest. And I want to talk about them in detail. Bob, you said, by the way, do you think Kizaru was trying against Luffy? Yeah, but I think Kizaru was like partially nerfed due to being conflicted, because there's a statement where they say that Haki is willpower. So if your like willpower is affected and you have doubt, then you become weaker. Like Rayleigh also says this when he introduces Haki. Like when he is teaching Luffy about Haki, he says like when you're free of doubt, that's when you're truly strong. So it's implied like the opposite would make you slightly weaker. Like the more doubt you have, the weaker your Haki would be, right? So that's the thing with Kizaru. It probably wouldn't make any of his other attacks weaker though. Like, so here's the thing. I think the nerfs that Kizaru had are like very, what's the word? People overhype them to compensate for the fact that like Luffy was kind of slamming him around Egghead. Like, so the nerf, it would nerf his Haki, right? It would nerf his strength and defense, like his armament, and it's also implied that Kizaru has Rio. So those would be nerfed. You could also make an argument that maybe observation Haki would get nerfed as well, but observation Haki is like kind of unique, right? I made a video talking about it before, but like observation Haki works like differently than the other Haki types. Like from what we've seen, that's the only one where you need to be calm in order to use it. Like the other Haki types, you can be angry and you can use armament, or you can be angry and you can use like conquerors, all that stuff. But with observation Haki, it actually gets nerfed if you're angry. It also has like, so I made a video talking about it in much more detail, but I'll try to explain the concept here. Observation Haki, it's like the one Haki type where its output and its capacity are like linked together. So other Haki types, like it's been shown to us now that Haki, there's a capacity and an output to it. Like that's what the Haki mass thing is. Like it's basically how much Haki you can output at once, right? And observation Haki is the only kind where like as you use observation Haki longer and longer, your capacity is dropping. Like the amount of observation Haki you have left is going down, you could say, and it gets weaker at the same time. It's the only Haki that's like that from what we've seen. Other Hakis, your capacity can go down, like you can use a bunch of it and you're real tired, and then in your last attack you could do like a stronger attack than you had ever done prior. Like that's what Garp and Roger do, right? So maybe a simpler way to put it is maybe if I just narrow it down to like one example at a time. So like with armament, output and capacity are two different things, but with observation Haki, it seems like they're linked. So it's like a weird thing. All that being said, doubt, it's debatable if doubt nerfs observation Haki. So the reason why that's like kind of crazy is because Luffy was like slamming Kizaru, right? You could make an argument that his mental nerfs had no effect on his reaction speed. They might have not had any effect on it, which is kind of crazy. Like he simply wasn't able to land an attack on Luffy in that whole fight against Gear 5. But yeah, chat, I don't know. We might have no one hopping in the debate. That's weird. Because like I was just talking to 4 people, and I was like, "Yo, you guys want to do this debate stream?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm down, bro." And then I started, and they're all gone. Maybe they just fell asleep. But yeah, all right. Well, let me just give my stance on Emu versus the Three Elders then. If oh, yo, Anna, what's up, bro? Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Yo, Anna, can you hear me?
Yeah. I didn't know you were even in here already.
Oh yeah. I maybe I should have done like an announcement or something. Yeah, how are you doing though, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Yeah, I titled the stream Emu versus the Three Admirals. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think like the Three Admirals working together could like do anything to Emu?
I think the most you could possibly say, I would think, is like maybe if it was like Emu on Elbaf, it would take Emu long enough to beat them that like Emu would just have to go back to Mary Joie. That's like the only thing I could imagine. Even then, I really think Emu would just like obliterate them, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of think so too. Another thing I was thinking is Domi Reversi might work on them.
Yeah, it's like we don't really know. I mean, it seems like it just doesn't work on Luffy and Loki, and that's like the only characters it never worked on, but I don't think it ever worked on a devil fruit user. I know some people said maybe it can't work on you if you have a devil fruit, but I don't think that's just kind of like a theory. It doesn't really prove anything.
Yeah, it could be a list of things. It could be like a Luffy and Loki specific thing, or maybe it's like a mythical devil fruit thing, or maybe it's like any devil fruit at all. But then it's like, I wonder if any of the giants that got turned with Domi Reversi, if any of them had devil fruits.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if any of the giants we've seen in Elbaf had devil fruits. I feel like it'd be kind of weird if no one on the entire island had one. Like,
yes, I mean, technically, I guess they're supposed to be like rare. I mean, technically, there's like at least 2 on Elbaf. It's just like Loki has one, and the other is like Ragnir, I think.
Yeah. Wait, I forget, is Ragnir just, that's his hammer, right?
Yeah, Ragnir is his hammer, and it's the squirrel.
Okay.
And I'm not actually sure if Ragnir is confirmed like a devil fruit user, or if Ragnir can just like do the ice thing somehow.
Yeah, they were explaining that.
Like
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, I assumed Ragnir was like a devil fruit.
Yeah, I remember they gave like a small explanation about that. Like, didn't Ragnir like form with the hammer because his original wielder died, and he was just waiting for like the next like proper wielder to appear, and then he chose Loki. It was something like that.
Well, he was like guarding the Nidhogg fruit, and that's why no one could get the Nidhogg fruit. Which is why people were saying like Ragnir might be like stronger than Rox and like base Harald, because Ragnir, like, apparently Harald couldn't even beat Ragnir until he was like, turned into a God's Knight.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Like, yeah, if you take that literally, then yeah, he would be like a Yonko level squirrel.
I mean, I feel like it's not even that crazy though, because like there's this whole thing they're talking about, like he was fighting with the war god against the sun god. He's kind of like a mythical figure.
Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, Elbaf has crazy lore. So I'm looking at it right now. They pretty much had like an actual Thor. who was wielding Ragnar originally, and yeah, and then he died, and then Ratatotsker inhibited the weapon, I think. Yeah, okay, so yeah, the hammer was originally like some ancient god's weapon, and then when he died, I think that's what happened. Then that's when Ratatotsker like formed into the hammer. So I think Ratatotsker is, yeah, he is also like a mythical creature himself. He could be like thousands of years old.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He probably is, because, like, I think that's before the Void Century. Like, that's, like, actual Nika.
Yeah. Yeah, Ratatotsker might be, like, almost as old as Emu.
Yeah, it depends, like, if Emu is, like, a demon creature that's just been around forever, then Emu would be older. But if Emu is literally, like, the guy, Nerona Emu, then theoretically, Emu should actually be younger.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And, Elbath makes me want to play the God of War games again. Because Ratatotsker's in God of War, and, like a lot of this stuff is just in those games, too. But, yeah, so no, that's really interesting. When talking about Emu versus the Admirals, though, if Domi Reversi works on them, then they lose for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, at least Green...
attack from Whitebeard and Kaido all together, and, like, just regen from it. And then this Emu's even stronger than that, so, like, I don't know. I don't think the Admirals have anything, like, strong enough to actually kill Emu.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would, like... I guess there's some ways, because I know people say, like, will the new generation surpass the old generation? Like, do you think there's anything to that, where it could be like, well, maybe they're just, like, they're actually even stronger than the characters at God Valley?
It's honestly hard for me to put any of the Admirals above, like, the Roger and, like, the Prime Roger, Prime Garp level. It becomes more debatable, though, when you compare them to, like, God Valley. That's actually interesting. Like, the Admirals versus God Valley is actually really interesting. I don't know. I think there is an argument. I think they're relative to, like, the God Valley versions of those characters. Like, I could see them being relative to God Valley, Garp, and Roger. Like, I could see Akainu and Aokiji, at least, being relative to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, I guess, because it's like, the main thing I think I would do is I would compare them, like, well, they're, like, arguably around the level of, like, old Garp.
Yeah.
And he's, like, weaker than Prime Garp, but it's like, old Garp might still be stronger than, like, God Valley Garp.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that, too. Yeah, old Garp might be stronger than God Valley Garp. I think he has... Doesn't he have a line of dialogue where he says his punch was, like, half as strong as it used to be?
Yeah, he says, I think it's like, I don't know if that was like a translation thing, because I remember something about that was like a translation specific thing. But, like, even if it was, it's like, you could just, well, that was like his prime, not like God Valley.
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, true. I agree. I want to see if I can find that where he says it's like less than half. I wonder if that's in the Viz.
I know isn't there basically, there is like a statement directly after God Valley from the narrator that's like, everyone at God Valley pretty much went on to get way stronger.
Yeah, they show, like, in that panel, they show, like, Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido. So we know that they all got stronger. And then Whitebeard stated to be equal to the Pirate King, so like that would imply Roger got stronger too. And so yeah, they all had to have gotten stronger, almost like guaranteed. Unless you think like Roger and Garp were just like massively ahead of Whitebeard so much that like even after he got stronger for 10 years, he was still just equal. Like you'd basically have to say that Roger and Garp were like 10 years ahead of Whitebeard and then didn't get any stronger. Which I don't think is likely. I think they all just got stronger over the next like 20 years.
Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. So it's like, I don't think so. Technically, I think because of that, you can't necessarily do the thing where you like scale Loki to like Roger and Garp. I really don't think he actually scales to them because of that, because they did get like way stronger from that.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to see if I could find the like, this was less than half my power or whatever statement. I don't see it in Viz, so maybe it was like a fan translation thing. But like you're saying, you think Loki might scale below them actually?
I think it's possible. Like, I don't think it's a guarantee, but like, I think it's at least it's like a possibility, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think it's a possibility. Especially so like. I think the new Gabon statement does a lot for the scaling in One Piece, and like that's like one of the big things I wanted to talk about in the stream, because like Gabon, when he sees Imu's Haki, he says like he uses God Valley as a point of reference. He's like, wow, this is even crazier than like God Valley Haki. So like there's a lot that can be said about that. It makes it sound like the Haki at God Valley might have been stronger than Prime Garp and Prime Roger.
Yeah, I mean, like, was that when he was just sensing, like, Gunko, or was that when he was sensing, like, real Emu?
Yeah, so real Emu. So, like, when Gabon... Because Gabon's actually, like, the best example, because he's sensed, like, everything possible. So he got to sense Gunko Emu, and then he got to sense the real Emu. And then when he sensed the real Emu, he's like, I've never felt anything like this. This is even more than God Valley. And, so it's like Gabon, he was around everybody, though. So he was, like, around Prime Roger. He got to see Roger fight Garp. He got to see Roger and Whitebeard fight. He saw all of that, and he still uses God Valley as, like, the highest point of reference. So... like, who do you think he was talking about in God Valley when he said that? Like, when he's comparing it to that?
I mean, I guess he's probably... I mean, the other comparisons that he could be making, I guess, like, Prime Roger, and, like, Shanks would have had, like, crazy Haki. Like, really, he should, just based on it, be comparing it to, like, everyone he's ever seen, right? Like, anyone that ever had Haki, pretty much.
That's possible. Like, you could say that maybe he's talking about everyone's Haki combined at God Valley. Because there was just so many really strong people. But I actually kind of think he was mainly talking about Saturn Emu. Like, when he's saying, because he says, like, oh, wow, this Haki's even crazier than the Haki I felt at God Valley. So I think he might be saying, like, this real Emu's even stronger than the Saturn Emu. I think that's the most likely, in my opinion. But,
yeah.
But I think all the others... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, that's kind of how I view it. But I think, like, all the other options are, like, interesting, because you could say something like, maybe he's talking about Domi Reversi Rocks. And then that would imply that, like, Domi Reversi Rocks was still stronger than, like, Prime Roger and Garp. Like, they never surpass him. That's, like, another argument you could use. But,
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, what'd you say?
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's like, necessarily, because it's like, would Dami Reversi Rocks have? Do you think he would have better hockey than like Saturn Emu?
Not really. I mean, so that's another interesting thing, right? Because like when they do this combo attack, like just the normal variants of like Roger, Whitebeard, Rocks, Garp, and Kaido and Big Mom, when they do this like combined attack on Saturn Emu, they actually do damage Emu. Emu just regens from it. Um, so like it makes you wonder like just with these attacks they might have had more Haki than Emu, you know, like because they're able to actually damage Emu with these punches. And what was it, Roger said like you can't damage them unless you like have more Haki than them, or like you're outputting more.
I think too though, it's like Emu, like you can put out, I think what was happening with Rocks was like he was constantly putting out Haki for like defense. It's like in Hunter x Hunter, what's the one that's like the defensive one they put up and it like massively makes your defense better?
Ken.
Yeah, it's like that where maybe he like puts that up. Like it's like Rocks had that up, you know, whereas Emu is like, I'm immortal, so I don't even really need the block attacks.
Yeah, no, that's a good argument too. Emu might actually just not defend himself, like because he has regen.
Yeah, because like Emu, because that's the same thing with like, it's like Gunko. Like Gunko probably isn't really like that strong, but like Gunko got like basically one shot by a pop green or whatever.
Yeah,
it
true.
Was Skull Bomb. That was what it was.
Yeah, true. Gunko did like, yeah, Gunko's actually like pretty fraudulent. Like when I really just look back on it, Gunko took damage from anyone who hit her. But it also just makes me think like she wasn't using defense Haki because she just knows she can regen.
Yeah, that's like my biggest like guess there, because it's like you could argue that combined attack is actually weaker than Roger and Garp's attack, because in their attack they used like everything they had, whereas the other characters were just doing like normal attacks.
Yeah, that combined attack is crazy though. Like that's both of those combined attacks are like two of the strongest attacks we've seen in One Piece. Like I would say they're stronger than the combo attack that Big Mom and Kaido do against Zoro that he like blocks for a second. I think both of these combo attacks are like stronger than that.
Yeah, they definitely should be. I just think like it. Do you think which one of those do you think stronger? Of like the everyone attacking, or like just Roger and Garp, but they used like all their Haki?
That's a tough one. I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, it's like if Domi Reversi Rocks was there, do you think he could just survive like all five of them hitting him at once? I don't know.
I mean, at least he'd probably take damage, like at the very least.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he would.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I lean towards like all five of them doing an attack together being stronger. Because like in One Piece, like when you combined attacks, it seems to just be like another buff on top. It's like doing a combo attack is stronger than like one person doing a move and then another person doing it right afterwards. It like there's a few examples of that like throughout One Piece. Like we see the Straw Hats when they do combo attacks, they like make a brand new move name and it's like stronger than it would have been if they did one attack than the other. I also think like Big Mom and Kaido's combo attack is another example of like it just being a multiplier. So I don't know. I imagine like a 5-person combo would be like a bigger buff. But it is hard to say though, because it's like Roger and Garp are using more Haki than anyone else was using in that 5-person combo. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, what do you think? Which one do you think stronger?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I feel your point on like the maybe probably the everyone attack was stronger, but I think they're actually probably close.
Oh, I do
Just in
too.
my opinion, it's like probably if you think about it, like maybe if you're doing like a really big attack, like you're trying to take someone out, like maybe normally you would only use like 10% of your Haki, and there it's like they had to use like 100% of their Haki, but I guess they would have already been down some of their Haki from like doing the first attack.
Yeah, that's a good point too. You know, another point that I haven't mentioned yet, I do think Haki can regen at like a decent rate. Well, it's hard to tell because like when Luffy uses Gear 4, he like runs out of Haki and then can't use Haki for 10 minutes and then he can just like use Haki again. But Luffy doesn't pass out. So like it makes me wonder exactly what's happening when he does Gear 4. Like I think he uses like most of his Haki, but he still has enough to like stay conscious, and then he can just use Haki again 10 minutes later.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know, I guess the way you would think it would work is that it's like there's Haki in like one attack and then there's like Haki over time where it's like you're just constantly outputting a certain level of Haki, and what Luffy's doing in the higher forms is he's just outputting way more Haki like all the time.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing. In Gear 4, like Gear 4 is just kind of weird in general. I don't know. I have like different thoughts on like how regaining Haki over time would work. Maybe it's like just a Luffy thing. That's another possibility. That like maybe it's just a like here's like another interpretation on Gear 4. Maybe it's like he like uses a large output of it at once, and then it's like he can't use a large output anymore. Like he still has Haki, but like just can't output it for like 10 minutes. I don't know. It gets weird. Like Gear 4 gets weird because he runs out of Haki and then just gains it back 10 minutes later. But like he doesn't gain all of it back, it seems. I remember Doflamingo was saying that he was like after Luffy used Gear 4, and he waited 10 minutes and then recharged back, he was like, how long can you maintain this form like this time? Like it seemed like he had less than 100%.
Wasn't there a statement from Oda in like an SBS where they were like Luffy, you know, the thing happens where it's like Luffy needs to be like protected and like eat food or whatever, and they're like, so if Doflamingo just came there, would he have just killed him? And Oda was like, no, he would have just forced himself back into Gear 4 anyway. Like he can just force himself. It's just like harder.
He was saying Luffy would have just like had to figure it out on his own, and like there's like different implications for that. Like one is that he would just get up and actually run away, because we see him do that against Katakuri. Like his Gear 4 runs out and then now he can run away. And people were saying like, oh, maybe Luffy, this is because he's getting better at using Gear 4. But another interpretation is that he could always do that, but he just chose not to run because that dude, I think his name's Guts, chose to like pick him up. So Luffy just accepted his help, but he might have always been able to run away.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I want to look at the scene where Luffy like goes back into Gear 4 to fight Doflamingo. I think it's like 792 maybe. So I want to see what Doflamingo says specifically, because like it was like implied that Luffy could only do like one more attack in Gear 4. Also, actually, he's set. I mean, Luffy gets better with his gears too, which, like, so Gear 4 in general is just kind of weird. Like, all the rules around it and stuff are strange.
Do you think, here's something with the topic, do you think that Kizaru, like, at all scales to Gear 5 Luffy?
Not really. I mean, like, you could argue maybe a little bit in Egghead, but not anymore. And like even in Egghead, like he didn't land any hits on him. Like the closest thing he did to damaging Luffy was like he like scratched Luffy's face, like just scratched him. But he doesn't land an attack clean on him the entire time. Oh, okay, and I found the scene. So I found the scene where like Luffy, after using Gear 4, he gets his Haki back, and then like he tries to block an attack from Doflamingo and he like can barely do it, and Doflamingo's like, "Has your Haki really come back?" So it implies like even though Luffy, his Haki regen, but like not to maximum, is what it seems like. Like he just got enough back to use Haki again.
Yeah, it seems like most of the time, like, that's what happens. Is, like, Luffy doesn't usually get back to, like, full power. Like, the only time he maybe did that was when he, like, literally died and got resurrected in, like, Gear 5.
I agree. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, like, Gear 5 Awakening was also a unique case. Like, Luffy just has a weird body in general, so he does a lot of weird stuff. But, it's really interesting seeing like how Haki is connected to stamina. Like Haki capacity and stamina seem to like go hand in hand. Like I'm looking at the panel right here, and when Luffy goes back into Gear 4 the second time, he says, "How many seconds can you last with like the small amount of stamina you have left?" So yeah, it's like Haki does regain a little bit over time, but it's you don't get that much of it back. And like most people can't do what Luffy did, like use so much of your Haki that you can't use it anymore and then run away for like 10 minutes just to get a little back. That's like not a smart move in a fight. So I really do think like in most fights, like characters are using very small percentages. So like all that to say, like the point you made of the 5 people combo attack, they probably all were using like a small percent.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, you think like there's cases where characters fight for like days. Like Aokiji and Akainu, they fought for like a week, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you figure they probably were using like relatively little Haki just so that they wouldn't run out. Because if they ever ran out, they would just lose immediately.
Yeah, so that's actually like one of the arguments I wanted to use for Aokiji versus Akainu. Like you can make an argument that they're actually equal, but Akainu just has like better stamina. Because I think like Jinbei actually like low-key says that. Like he's like they were equally matched for 10 days until the very end where like Akainu landed the winning attack. So you could just argue that like, oh, well, maybe Aokiji just ran out of stamina and like just they're equal, but Akainu has more stamina. Like you can make an argument like that. I don't actually think that they're equal though. I think that Akainu's stronger, but I do think it's like interesting that there's arguments you can use for Aokiji.
Yeah, do you think like when people, because it seems like people can kind of stalemate people to some extent, even when they're weaker than them. Like,
yeah,
I think pretty much everyone would say that Big Mom is weaker than Kaido, but she was still able to fight him for like several days.
Yeah, you definitely can't. Like, you can stalemate people a little bit if you're weaker, and you can clash with people if you're weaker too. To like a certain extent, there's like a certain level where you can no longer clash with people. I think and I'm not sure exactly what that power gap is. And also, characters just hold back a lot in One Piece, so it's like hard to tell what the limit would be. But like we see characters like Sentomaru was able to block an attack from Kizaru. He could block like one attack. But but like,
what do you think that means? Like, because it's interesting, because I think the most recent example of something where it's like you actually just can't stop this was like Emu just now in the latest chapter, just like no diff Zoro and Sanji. It's like, so that's just an example of like you actually just can't do anything. Is the gap between Emu and like Zoro.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And so like I think right now Zoro is like a little bit above first division commander level. Like I think the only first division commander stronger than him would be maybe Ben Beckman, but we don't know like what he can actually do. I have him above Marco too. Yeah, what like wherever Zoro's at, the difference between him and Emu has to be pretty big. Like, I mean, Emu's above the Admirals and he's above the Yonko. So, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to quantify that.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting because you could like try to compare like the difference between Zoro and Emu versus like the difference between these other characters. Like you could at least say, for instance, the gap between Zoro and Emu is a lot wider than the gap between like Zoro and Kaido.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think like there's a lot of interesting matchups in One Piece right now. Like Kaido versus Loki, stuff like that. There's a lot of interesting ones. But Emu is like very clearly at the top. Yeah, we were also talking about it before stream. Like, there's an argument that maybe Emu had stronger Haki than Joy Boy too, but like Emu could just tell that it was Joy Boy's Haki from like his like Haki type, like his like the characteristic of his Haki. He just knew it was Joy Boy, and he has like PTSD about Joy Boy. But
yeah, I mean, he's clearly, there's literally, they're saying, you know, there's statements like when Rox was talking to him that like Emu's biggest fears are Joy Boy and Davy Jones.
yeah, I do. I personally do think Joy Boy is stronger than Emu. I don't know. It wouldn't really make sense to me for Emu to be afraid of someone weaker than him, you know?
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, another thing though, like maybe this is just speculation. It's like the Joy Boy, because he's supposed to be like Luffy. Like he was probably extremely similar to Luffy.
Yeah.
So it's like even if Joy Boy, like I think Mihawk said that Luffy's strongest ability isn't like his actual strength. He can just like get friends everywhere he goes. He can like make allies. So it's like theoretically, if Joy Boy came back, even if he wasn't quite as strong as Emu, he could just travel around, get a ton of allies, like go get the One Piece, and then he could probably beat Emu.
Yeah, that's true too. And it's crazy to think like Joy Boy lost somehow. Someone stronger than Emu lost somehow. So
yeah, it's like it seems like it has to do with like his friends maybe betrayed him or something, or like maybe they got Dami reversied. Because like every time they talk about it, like apologize to Joy Boy.
Yeah, like I remember when they talked about Joy Boy lost, everyone was saying he had to have gotten jumped, and I agree. There has to be something like that, like he got betrayed or he got jumped or something. Domi Reversi seems like that would be the best way. Like if his friends got Domi Reversied, I could see that. They're gonna probably do a Void Sentry flashback at some point. I think that one might even be better than the God Valley one. Like
yeah, that one would be crazy. Like that has to be the craziest flashback, because I think that's like the number one reveal at this point in the series. Like, well, the number one reveal is gonna be what the One Piece is, and like the number two reveal is probably gonna be like the Joy Boy reveal.
Yeah, like seeing who Joy Boy was, he'll probably just look like Luffy. Like I imagine he'll just look like Luffy with like a slight change, like a beard, or like he'll be a giant or something.
Yeah, I think Emmett said that like Luffy basically looks like Joy Boy.
Yeah, like he's, yeah, oh well, in Gear 5 he looked just like him. So like, yeah, he has to look similar then. Yeah, he has to. But
yeah, like if
what were you saying?
nothing. I was just saying, like, even if, like, I don't know, Shanks had the fruit and he went into Gear 5, like, he shouldn't look identical to Joy Boy, even in Gear 5.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Another thing that would be interesting is, like, I don't know if there's any POV scenes where you see, like, from Emmett's point of view. Because, like, what if Emmett's, like, blind and, like, can only see things like Fujitora? Like, just sees things, like, through observation Haki or something.
Yeah, I mean, he is, like, a robot, so it's kind of weird that he can see. He doesn't really have, like, any visible eyes, I don't think. He has, like, a helmet.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he's weird. Yeah, he is just an actual robot. So, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, interesting stuff, but like, back at the original topic, it kind of seems like the Admirals would have no chance against Emu. Like, my stance on it, it's like, if Emu can use Domi Reversi, they stand no chance, and if Domi Reversi doesn't work, then what you said earlier might be true. Like, maybe they can stalemate him long enough that he, like, gets sick and has to leave. But if Emu doesn't have a time limit, then I think Emu would beat all three of them still. Like, just, like, over time, eventually beat them.
Yeah, I mean, like, probably, like, more, like, yeah, I mean, like, another thing, it's like, you think about just, like, they're just talking about Emu's Haki, right? Like, Emu's Haki is, like, better than, like, stronger than anything Gabon's ever felt. But on top of that, Emu's, like, immortal, and Emu has, like, the strongest devil fruit powers of any character. Like, we don't even know the full extent of what his fruit can do, but he can do, like, a million things.
Yeah. Yeah, he like just summons stuff out of his book and just does crazy stuff. Like, he should still have all of those things that Gunko was doing. Like, he should still have that gun and all these other things. Also, it's like, I was thinking about, like, how Zoro versus Emu went and how Sanji versus Emu went. Like, Emu might have might have one shot them. But but the Admirals are not doing that. They're not
Yeah.
one-shotting Zoro and Sanji.
Yeah, I don't think they'd be able to do that. I mean, especially, we kind of know they can't, right? Because, like, Kizaru, I'm pretty sure he couldn't do it.
Yeah, like, Sanji, like, kind of clashed with him.
Yeah, and, like, I mean, Zoro was fighting Kaido for a bit, which, like, you know, I guess Kaido wasn't giving it his all there, but, like, that still means something, I think.
Yeah. I mean, like, Kaido is weird because he kind of fights like Saitama. He lets people hit him all the time. Just to, like, see what they can do. But, I don't know. I just think, like, the fact that we see Sanji reflect an attack from Kizaru is kind of crazy. Like a weaker Sanji did that, and I don't even think he was using Ifrit Janbei when he did it. I think it was like base form Sanji, like, just reflected his attack.
Yeah, and he actually surprised Kizaru.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna get a reveal that Sanji has Conqueror's Haki soon.
Yeah, he probably does. He has some weird, like, it seems like he almost has some weird, like, power that's, like, not even necessarily Haki, but I don't know.
Yeah, he does seem to have some kind of like weird, unique power. Um, I was trying to open something in Egghead, but I don't even remember what I was looking for anymore. Oh yeah, I was trying to look for the scene where Emmett says that like Luffy looks like Joy Boy. Um, I don't remember what chapter that was though, because I don't remember if he said he looks just like him or you act just like him. I think he said look though.
Yeah, I know we get like a shot of him from behind, but I don't remember. It's just like an outline. It doesn't really show anything.
Yeah, he seemed like he had a straw hat too. Well, yeah, he does have a straw hat, and I think Joy Boy's like not a full giant, but like around the size of like Kaido, maybe.
Yeah, it would kind of make sense because we're seeing Emu is like he's like Whitebeard size or something. Like maybe Joy Boy was like the same size as Emu because Emu has that like giant straw hat.
Yeah, it's the giant straw hat that like makes it seem like Joy Boy was like a giant or like large sized person.
Yeah, like if that isn't Joy Boy's straw hat, I don't really even know like what it is.
Yeah.
Or why Emu would talk about it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yeah, but I was saying it earlier too. I think the Yonkos would do a lot better against Emu than the Admirals would. Like way better.
I mean, especially like Shanks is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, Shanks and Luffy is a stronger combination than Loki and Luffy, and then you have Blackbeard as well, who can like take devil fruits away. Like they actually have a chance at winning, I think.
Yeah, if you imagine that like Blackbeard's powers would work on Emu, then like Emu might actually be screwed in that sense. I still think Emu would just like outstat them and just beat them all up probably.
Oh yeah. Emu would outstat them. I wonder what would happen. Like Blackbeard might actually hard counter Emu because like if you took Emu's devil fruit away, would Emu just like turn to dust? Like, cause he's like super old.
Yeah, we don't really know. Like, there's a possibility that Emu, like maybe Emu, you know how Law, like his fruit can do the immortality surgery. Like maybe Emu got the immortality surgery, and like Emu's immortality doesn't actually have to do with his powers. It's just from the surgery.
Yeah, that's possible too. Like someone in the series has to have gotten it. Otherwise, like they wouldn't even know that the surgery like can make people immortal, right? Like I think someone has to have gotten it, and it would make sense if it's Emu.
Yeah, the only two characters I would think would have gotten it would be either Emu or like Davy Jones, because I think Davy Jones is still alive.
Oh, he could be the person with the burn scar.
Yeah, he could be the person with the burn scar. Like, it's really, I'm wondering who that is. If that's Davy Jones and they show Davy Jones, this is the craziest arc ever.
Yeah, it is a very crazy arc. It's very crazy. I think it's safe to put it in top 3. Like I was thinking it's like at the lowest I feel like it's about equal to Enies Lobby. I feel like it's around there at the lowest.
Yeah, where do you put Wano?
I liked Wano. I think Wano's like a solid like 8. Like just a really good arc. Maybe like a 7.8. Somewhere in between there. I think I would have Wano at like I think Egghead's better than Wano. So like a little bit below Egghead. I think Egghead's better, and I think Dressrosa might be better too. I don't know though. I'm not 100% sure. I have it like pretty close to Dressrosa. So for me, it's probably like maybe 7, like ranked around 7. There's just a lot of good arcs. So.
Yeah, I'd probably put Wano higher. Wano, like, I still wouldn't have it. I'd have it below, like, Annie's Lobby or, like, Marine Ford and, like, yeah, probably Elbaf. But it's, like, probably, like, number 4 or number 5.
Yeah, it's a good arc. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that have it as, like, their number 1 favorite. It seems like Wano's a polarizing arc. People either just, like, really love it or, like, really don't like it.
Yeah, there's, like, a lot of people are, like, they talk about Wano, they're like, I dropped One Piece at Wano. There's, like, videos that are like, I just couldn't stomach One Piece anymore once they got to Wano.
Yeah, I've seen that kind of stuff, too. I always really liked Wano. Like, I always thought it was really good. But,
Yeah, me too. I think the only complaint I would have is that it is just so long. Like, it's like 150 chapters.
yeah, it's like... Yeah, it's basically like 3 arcs. Oh, Hiruza, he said go to chapter 1122. Yeah, this whole time I've been looking for this statement where Emmett says that Luffy looks like Joy Boy. I've been looking for it this whole time, and I think it's on 1122. But yeah, the last, like, I mean, One Piece has been really good for a while now. Like, going from Egghead straight to Elbaf is crazy, because, like, Egghead was just a solid arc. Like, a lot of really cool stuff in Egghead, and then Elbaf just has, like, a bunch of insane reveals. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he does say that you look so much like Joy Boy.
Yeah, they probably look like... I wouldn't be surprised if they look the same. I don't think they're gonna look exactly the same, though, because, like, if they did, I don't even know if Oda would, like, keep him as a silhouette. If he was literally just exactly the same as Luffy.
Yeah, he'll probably be different. Like, maybe he won't have this scar, and he'll just look... I think he'll just look slightly different than Luffy.
Yeah, he should... I feel like he should at least look a little different. Plus, the characters, like, they never look exactly like their outline. Like, Rox's outline looked way different than what he actually looks like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he always does that. Like, the silhouette will look way different than the actual character looks. But yeah, I wanted to think if there's anything else from the chapter that I wanted to, like, talk about. I think we've spoken about most of the things that were, like, really interesting. I am genuinely happy that we got an explanation that, like, this version of Emu has, like, way stronger Haki than the Gunko Emu. That was, like, a big thing that I was really happy that he did. I don't know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that just makes sense. Like, people were saying, I know there were people saying, like, oh, Emu, like, did JD Legend say that? He was like, yeah, Emu's trash. Emu's gonna get owned.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
If Emu got owned, I would have, like, thrown up my hands and been like, okay, Blackbeard, like, come eat him. Come be the main villain now.
That's what,
yeah.
yeah.
Emu match, it's like, okay, it's time for Blackbeard. Like, we're done with this.
I agree. Yeah, if Emu was getting, like, bullied, then yeah, I would just want Blackbeard to be the main villain. But seeing Emu actually be this strong, I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe Emu could be a main villain. Because I mean, I personally think, like, Blackbeard is a very interesting villain. I like how he's just like a opposite of Luffy, and the way he was introduced, I think, was really cool.
Dude, like, the panel where he says, like, you know, people's dreams never end. That's, like, one of the best panels ever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Manga. Like,
oh, yeah, no, that's a crazy panel. Like, he's a cool villain. Blackbeard's really a cool villain. And I also think, his, like, the way he's, like, speed running all of his goals is really cool. Like, I think he had no bounty while he was on Whitebeard's crew, or a very low one. And then just, like, within, like, a week became, like, stole Whitebeard's power, did all this crazy stuff, like, almost instantly.
Yeah, he literally waited for decades. Like, he pretended like he was, like, loyal to Whitebeard's crew for decades. Like, since he was a little kid, literally, I think. He was like on the crew, just waiting for the darkness fruit, and then the moment it showed up, he immediately like killed what's his name, like Thatch, and then just stole it and left.
Yeah, I think he's a sick character. Like, he's the most pirate. Like, he actually acts like a pirate, and
Yeah,
he's just
it would.
cool.
I figure it like makes sense that he would be the main villain because it's like he's literally named after the real world like most famous pirate ever.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, it would be cool if he was the main villain. I mean, at this point, I'm kind of fine with him or Emu. I do think I would like it if he stole Emu's power. I think that would be crazy.
Yeah, everyone thinks. Doesn't he say he can steal the devil's power? Like, he doesn't say he can steal. He can like take devil fruit powers. He says, "I can take the devil's power."
He might have said that. Like, there's a lot of things like that in One Piece where you go back and you read stuff and you're like, oh wow, he's been hinting at this for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if there is like some dialogue from Blackbeard like talking about Emu.
Yeah, that's like, because he says, I think that's when he's fighting Ace, and he's like explaining how the darkness fruit works. It's like he specifically doesn't say, I can take like devil fruit powers. He says, I can suck in the devil's power. It's like something like that. And that's why people think that he's gonna like steal Emu's powers and steal Emu's fruit, is because of that quote. Like, it was weirdly specific.
Oh yeah, I want to see that. I don't remember what chapter Ace versus Blackbeard was. It was like right before Thriller Bark, I think. Like right before Thriller Bark starts. I'll try 4:30. In chat, if anyone knows what chapter Ace versus Blackbeard is, let me know. But I think it was like right before Thriller Bark. I'll Google it. But yeah, and I think Blackbeard has some dialogue where he says the same thing that Rock says.
Is it like chapter 440?
That does sound right. Oh yeah, it is, yeah. Okay, yeah, I want to see if he says that. Okay. Because he probably does. He said he can take the devil's power. I don't see it here. It's probably the next one, like after he punches Ace, he probably says it. But yeah, One Piece is in a really cool place. Also, there's a cover story here where it shows like aliens fighting Anil. I wonder if they'll ever actually be incorporated into the main story.
Dude, that's like the thing. I think that's one of the things a lot of people, like, I'm kind of hoping it happens. Like, a lot of people are waiting for NL to just like return.
Yeah.
Like, I literally wouldn't even be surprised if NL just returned out of nowhere during Elbaf and like fought Emu. And like he could win against Emu, but he might actually like fight Emu for a bit and not get owned like Zoro.
If Anil comes out of nowhere and fights Emu, then that'd just be insane. But it's so many crazy things have happened at Elbaf at this point, I don't even know. Like, I could see it actually happening.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of, like, a way, because that's like how it would have to happen if he showed up in the story again, right? It would just be like out of nowhere.
Yeah, it definitely would be.
The only other thing I could think is, I was thinking, you know, like, if this arc was kind of like a parallel to Sabaudi, where like Emu's about to just obliterate the Straw Hats, maybe Emu doesn't kill them. Emu like launches them to the moon, and then like NL brings them back on a ship.
That would be crazy. They got launched to the moon and met Anil. That would be insane. I was looking for the statement of Blackbeard saying he can absorb the devil's power. I didn't see it, but I did see some interesting stuff you could use to like highball Blackbeard. You can there's a lot of like interesting arguments you can use for highballing the One Piece verse. like what Blackbeard says here, he says, "My dark gravity compresses objects with infinite power and crushes them." And then he also says that he has infinite gravity. So you could make arguments for like Blackbeard having like infinite attack power and stuff. Like if you really
Universal Blackbeard.
Yeah, universal Blackbeard. I've seen arguments for universal Blackbeard, like because there's this one guy, like one of Big Mom's children, his ability, like he can trap you in books. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's a statement from him where it says like he's actually creating universes and then putting people in the universe when he uses his power. And then Blackbeard says like his devil fruit is the strongest devil fruit of them all, so like his devil fruit's above something that can make universes, so like you could say, oh, he's above universal.
And that was like Montdor. That was like Charlotte Montdor, I think, was the book guy.
Yeah, Montdor, yeah. And you know, oh, and then you can use that to scale everybody else above it too, because like Ace, when he uses his sun, like, well, when he makes like a sun, right, he's able to like clash with Blackbeard, who's supposed to be like quote unquote universal Blackbeard. And then it would just be like anyone stronger than Ace would also be like in this relative to universal tier and stuff, like, so that you could have like universal One Piece that way.
That's like the craziest. Like, you know, to be honest, I kind of hate when people make arguments like that, but it is funny to imagine that Blackbeard, like, he could fight, like, Namek Frieza and just, like, kill him.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Yeah, I definitely don't believe that. I do think, like, my honest stance for, like, how strong I think One Piece characters are, I think, like, at the lowest, saying that like third division commanders are like country level characters is like the lowest I'd put them, because you see feats like Doflamingo crushing a whole country while he fights Luffy and Law at the same time, and then you got Luffy like overpowering that same Doflamingo, and then they just go and get way stronger than that. So I kind of think, and then we get like that power level scale in NES Lobby where it's like, I think it's like if you're 5 times stronger than someone, you can just like one shot them. So you got Luffy who's like above country level, and then he gets even stronger than that in Wano, and then he gets one shot by Kaido. So it's like Kaido would, like, even if you lowball him, be like 5 times country level and stuff. I think like that's like the lowest lowball for One Piece, in my opinion. Like these guys being like multiple times country level.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense just based off what Doflamingo does. The only thing is, like, I know he gets like all of Dressrosa. I don't know how big Dressrosa is.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's hard to like scale how large that country is. They probably have like actual statements that tell you how far apart things are and stuff. I'd have to look at it. I mean, there's all kinds of like different scaling arguments. Like I've seen some people say that like even just Fujitora's meteor could be like a country level attack. I've seen like different things like that. Also, the speeds, I think the speed scaling's the most impressive thing in One Piece. How there's just so much like crazy stuff. But yeah, I think like the low ball for One Piece is that like these top tier guys are like around 5 to 10 times country level. Like even casually they're doing that. And then when they're going all out, they become like magnitude stronger. So like maybe like continent level guys isn't that crazy. I mean, you do have Don Chinjiao splitting the ice continent and then just getting like low diff.
Yeah, that's like the thing is like on the one hand I kind of don't believe that, but like then I'm like there's like multiple statements where people are like ripping continents in half, and I'm like, well, I mean they keep saying it. Like I don't know why they would be saying that if it wasn't like true.
Yeah, and there's also a statement from Garb where he said he like turned 8 mountains into dust to like warm up to clash with Don Jinjiao, and like
Yeah.
the power to turn 8 mountains into dust is like already like I think that's like continental. Like it's insane. Like to turn mountains into dust is insane. Um, so I don't know. One Piece has like interesting scaling stuff if you like really look into all of it. Uh, so like when I look at all of that, I actually view that as like the lowball stuff, and like I don't think that the idea of Whitebeard being planetary is actually that crazy. Like I think that kind of would make sense.
I think the one thing that makes me question it is just because there's like the ancient weapons, and it's like
Yeah.
they treat the ancient, it's like a big deal. But like we've seen one of them, all it can really do is like take a country and it like turns the country into a crater. So I'm like, dude, if like Doflamingo can do that, like why does Emu even need this thing?
That weapon that Emu used, I don't think that was an ancient weapon. Was it? Was it one? I thought that was just like some technology Vegapunk created.
I mean, they never. Well, I don't think it was made by Vegapunk. It's powered by the Mother Flame, which is the thing that Vegapunk made.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think they confirm it's an ancient weapon. I think it's just like a theory. Like people think it's like Uranus. You know, they think it's like the Uranus, but that's not like confirmed.
Yeah, I think the difference, like, what would make that feat really crazy is, like, it didn't just, like, destroy that country, it, like, turned it into nothing, and then made a crater so deep that the ocean couldn't fill it. Like, it might have, like, shot through the earth or something, like, because it like, changed the water level around the whole world.
Yeah, the whole thing is crazy because that's like I remember people were talking about like that's probably what like Ennie's lobby, how it was just around that hole, like it was probably hit by that weapon. Like there used to be an island there.
Oh, I never
Just, like,
thought.
hit by that.
I never even thought about that. That probably is what happened. I've also seen there's videos where it's like, they say that they think Sky Island used to be there, something like that. Or I've like O'Hara made a video talking about it. Like there's some islands in the sky that like line up really well with like holes in the One Piece map. So like he thinks like some things got blasted into the sky. Some islands did, and they like formed Skypiea.
Yeah, I guess that would kind of make sense. The one thing is like though is like we know Jaya, like most of Jaya got blasted into the sky by the knockup stream, and it didn't leave like that like giant Lelouch hole. It was just like water was there.
Yeah, I want to look at like Ennia's lobby and see, because I never thought about that. That there is like just a giant hole in Ennia's lobby. I never really thought about it. But yeah, that probably was just hit by that weapon too. That's crazy. I never even thought about that. There's all kinds of crazy stuff like that in One Piece. It's really cool. I mean, most other stories, I don't even care about the lore in most other stories. Like,
Yeah, like JJ can't even really have lore.
I know, yeah, it's like loreless. Like, it's JJK is just about fights. Like, the fights and the techniques themselves are the lore, pretty much.
Yeah, like the only time we even see the Heian era is like in Yorozu's flashback for like one chapter, and all we see is like Sukuna sitting on a chair or something.
Yeah. Yeah, JJK doesn't really have like a lot of like mystery or like interesting lore things, but I think the power system is like really interesting. Like if you really like the power system, then you tend to really like JJK.
Yeah, the power system, it's like one of my favorite power systems for sure. I think it might actually be like out of like shonen, it might be my favorite. Like I actually like it more than Nen, believe it or not, just because it's like it has like more, I guess, like, things for characters to unlock. Like how it has, like, RCT and it has domain expansion. Like, I like that there's, like, multiple, like, skill trees or whatever.
Yeah, I like that too. It is really cool. Like, I mean, yeah, because, like, JJK, it pretty much is just Nen. And, like, everything that's in Hunter x Hunter is also in JJK in terms of, like, the what Nen can do. And then you just have domains on top of it. And RCT. I think Nen is, like, more polished and, like, honestly, I think Nen is better written, but I do understand, like, how people could like JJK's power system better just because it's, like, so fun to talk about. And, like, the concept of how it all mashes together is really fun.
Yeah, it's like the only thing is, like, I think my one problem with Hunter x Hunter's power system is, like, it is written well. It's just, like, sometimes because of the way it's written, where it's like you make your Nen ability instead of just, like, being born with it, or, like, it being innate to you in some way. Like, that makes me think, like, why do some characters have, like, these crazy Nen abilities, and then others are like, my ability, I just made it rubber and gum.
Yeah, because I mean, it also, they say that a good Hatsu ability should be something you like, so that, like, kind of limits it. So, like, people's Hatsu abilities are kind of molded around their personality as well. Because if you get a Hatsu ability that's not compatible with you, it could just, like, suck. You could just, like, be bad at using it, even if it's, like, strong in concept. Like, they kind of talk about it with that body double guy, Castro. Like, he made a mistake of choosing an ability outside of his category. But I think they were also kind of talking about, like, it just doesn't fit him well at the same time. But that could have just been them talking about, oh, it doesn't fit his category, but...
Yeah, like, if it's literally, like, it has to be about your personality, then that would, like, make sense. Like, that would kind of make it make sense.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like that's kind of how it works. Like, Gon is, like, he's pretty simple, so his ability's like, I just punch you and do, like, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of, like, things about that it's pretty interesting. I've been trying to find, like, the picture of Lelouch, like, the NES lobby area. I have not been able to find it all this time. I might just give up on it. But yeah, people are saying, like, why aren't you talking about Emu versus the Admirals? Yeah, we kind of already talked about it. It's just low key that Emu's way more likely to win. I really don't think the Admirals stand much of a chance. Something I'm wondering is, like, how many hits can they withstand from Emu? Like, we haven't even seen Emu do a serious attack yet. This might be his base form. He could have a man beast form way stronger than this. Like, oh, you know, one other thing. This actually makes Sabo look a lot better too. Like, that he got stabbed by that, like, that thing that blocked King of Hell. Sabo got stabbed by it and like, survived.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Do you think Emu, like, transformed into this form when that happened? Or was he, like, still a blob?
I think he was in a stronger form. I think he was in his zone transformation. Well, actually, no, I see what you're saying now. Like, yeah, when he first got stabbed, I gotta go back. I want to go back and look at that. Let me see. What chapter was the Sabo versus Emu? Let me go. It says 1085. Let me see. Yeah, let me look at that. I mean, actually, Sabo might have fought a stronger Emu. Like, Emu might be stronger in the Holy Land, you know? Like, because people are talking about Emu might be nerfed, like, on the mainland. So, like, Sabo might have fought a not nerfed Emu.
I mean, he kind of has to to be, right? Like, to some extent, because, like, Imu was, like, coughing up blood just showing up on Elbaf.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Sabo got stabbed by zone transformation Imu, I think. Like, might have just been stronger, like, way stronger. Because, we see Sabo, like, throws an attack at Imu, and then Imu, like, transforms into some kind of monster, and then eats the attack, like, actually eats it. And then is chasing Sabo. Like, Emu's zone transformation is, like, bigger than the other 5 elders. And I think Emu's in that zone transformation when he stabs Sabo.
Yeah, that's also kind of crazy if you think about it, like, that Emu, like, if you wanted to do, like, a crazy upscale for Sabo, you could be like, Emu felt the need to transform against Sabo into the zone form.
Yeah, you could upscale him like if you wanted to upscale Sabo a lot, you could say something crazy like that. You could say the 5 elders and Emu thought Sabo was so strong they all transformed in one, you know.
Yeah, they all immediately took, like, it is weird that they transformed, though. Like, you wouldn't even think, like, I guess the elders, like, they only really fight in the transform forms, but, like, Emu should just be able to, like, shoot him with Dami Reversi spikes.
Yeah. I guess they just thought Sabo was really crazy. I mean, Sabo is probably the only person in history to ever try this other than Joy Boy himself. Like, I don't know if anyone else has ever tried, like, throwing an attack at all the 5 elders and Emu, like, in their main land.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Marineford when Luffy's, like, he stands off against all the Admirals, but, like, even crazier.
Yeah, it's very crazy.
The only thing I can think of similar is like Rocks. Like, he just broke into the flower room and was just, like, chilling.
Yeah. Yeah. And he didn't... Yeah, that is, like, the most similar to this scene. But I don't even think Rocks fought anybody. I think he just broke in and then just talked to Emu directly and then left.
Yeah, it's weird, though. It's like Emu seemed, like, really bothered about, like, Sabo, but Emu didn't really care that Rocks was there. Emu was like, just leave, like, go away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Yeah, oh, and, you know, that was... I guess that's another thing to talk about. Like, with Emu versus the Admirals, if what we're seeing is Emu's base form, then yeah, I definitely don't think the Admirals stand much of a chance, because, like, Emu could go man beast form and be way stronger. Emu's zone, we don't even know what Emu's zone transformation is capable of. I don't know, like, I think all of the Admirals individually are weaker than, like, Luffy and Loki. I think they're just getting out, like, they're just getting stat diffed and, like, slammed. Like, Fujitora and Green Bull aren't even, like, a factor. They might get, like, the Zoro Sanji treatment. Like, instead of getting hit once by, like, casual attacks, they might go down to, like, a handful of serious attacks, you know?
What do you think about this, by the way, with the Emu? I think it's mostly this is like a joke, but, like, isn't it funny Emu did, like, a weaker attack, seemingly, for Zoro than for, Haruden?
Oh, yeah, that is kind of funny. Yeah, you can... Yeah, I did see you say, like, Haruden above Zoro confirmed.
Yeah, I was mostly joking, but it is funny, because he does, like, a bigger attack, and then I think he does the same attack on Sanji, but, like, for Zoro, he did, like, a way weaker attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of crazy disrespect. He probably could have beaten them all with just the same small attack he did on Zoro, but...
It would be weird if he could.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just, like, funny. Like, it's, like, almost made to insult Zoro or something. It's like, he gets the weak attack, and then Haruden gets an attack that's, like, looks way stronger, then so does Sanji.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I honestly... I think all the Admirals are getting, like, slammed terribly, even by like base form Emu, let alone man beast form or zone. I think they're all crushing him. Like it would be interesting to see if his zone transformation is stronger than his normal form. But yeah, I don't think they stand much of a chance. Like the Admirals are all stronger than Zoro and Sanji, but I don't think it's like a monumental gap anymore. Like Fujitora, if Fujitora fought Zoro right now, I think Zoro could push him to like at lowest a mid diff. I don't think he's low diffing Zoro anymore.
Yeah, I don't either, because it's like they're gonna have to, like Zoro and Sanji, like we're getting to the point where like Luffy's fighting Emu, like they're gonna probably get like literally like 10 times stronger, like real fast.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
like Zoro probably literally in the next like I don't know, like 300 chapters or something, like Zoro's probably gonna fight Mihawk.
yeah. Yeah, I think One Piece could finish in like 200 chapters. I think One Piece could be done. I think Oda could wrap everything up because like he doesn't have that much left that he needs to cover. Like just the Void Century. You get to see the final island, and then he'll have like the final battle, which is after the final island, I think, or maybe it'll happen at the same time. And then just like whatever's left of Elbaf. I think he could finish all of One Piece in 200 chapters. So like I could see One Piece ending in 5 years, something like that. But people have been saying that for the past like 10 years.
Yeah, I guess it's like I don't know. Do you think like with Zoro and Sanji, it's like, do you think that Zoro and Sanji right now, if they both fought Fujitora, could they like beat him?
They actually might be able to, yeah. I think them working together, they might beat Green Bull or Fuji, maybe. It's hard to say. Like I think I was talking to someone about this. I don't know if it was on stream or not, but someone was saying like Green Bull low diffing Queen and King is a really bad look because like they're zones, so they should recover fast. And it was like a few days later. But like they were stated to still be injured when he fought them. I think like if they were at like full power, they still would have lost, but I don't think they would have gotten low diffed like that.
Yeah, it's also I guess there's stuff like Sanji blocked Kizaru's laser on Egghead.
Yeah, and also I don't even think all the admirals are equal in power. I think I mean, like, Aokiji and Akainu being the two strongest seems to be, like, pretty clear. And then I think Kizaru's third, and then Fujitora's fourth, and then Green Bull's the weakest.
Yeah, I always assumed the original 3 admirals were stronger than the, like, new ones.
Yeah, they have, like, way more experience, too. And, I mean, I also want to look into more of, like, how they even got Fujitora and Green Bull. Like, I don't know if they were Marines before that, or if they just got recruited because they were strong, like, out doing random stuff. Like, where were they before, you know? Like,
I think they said there was something that said they did, like, a draft. Like, when Akainu became the fleet admiral, he did, like, a draft.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to see that there's just, like, admiral level people who were just not in any faction. Like, they weren't pirates and they weren't Marines. Like, they were just like admiral level, just like wandering around doing other stuff.
It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like Loki. Like, Loki was just there, and he's like probably like literally like top 5 characters alive, but he was just like out there.
Yeah, the One Piece world is big enough where it actually seems fine for stuff like that to be the case. Like, you can just be really strong and not really have a desire to like do stuff. So that
the craziest thing about Loki to me was, I always talked about this when it happened, when he beat Harold. Loki was like the giant equivalent of like, I think 16 or something when he did that. He was like a 16-year-old, and he's like stronger than like God's Knight Harold.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know, there's a statement like for like crazy Big Mom upscale. If you like take it out of context, there's this scene where Mother Caramel is like trying to sell Big Mom when she's 5 years old. She's like trying to sell her away to the Navy, and she says like this child could be an admiral, even fleet admiral, and like it's most likely her talking about Big Mom's potential, but like you can make the argument that they think 5-year-old Big Mom with no devil fruit is like already admiral level.
Dude, 5-year-old Big Mom versus like Sakazuki.
Yeah, like she's like pushing him to extreme depth. Like that's like a something people could use for like putting Yonko like way above admirals if they wanted to.
Yeah, like 5-year-old Big Mom, she doesn't even have like Zeus or her sword or anything.
Yeah, just being a child, having a temper tantrum, angry.
I swear there was some statement in the recent chapters where it was like Jarl, like in his day, like Jarl was like the world's strongest swordsman or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I swear there was something like that. I don't know if that's exactly what they said, but it's like it was like it was like a crazy upscale for like prime Jarl, and it's like Big Mom killed like his best friend that was like you would think would be like equal to him when she was like a baby.
Yeah, that is crazy. Like that is actually so crazy that Big Mom did that.
That's like that guy. Like the only explanation I could even think of is that guy was just like a bum, like Yorul. Like he just sucked. That's like the only way I can even understand that, because like I think Jarl right now shouldn't really lose to like 5-year-old Big Mom.
Yeah. Or maybe 5-year-old Big Mom really is admiral level, man. Yeah, so I see it. I have the panel up on stream right now where she's trying to sell Big Mom to Cyberpole, and she says as a sailor she could be an admiral, even fleet admiral.
Yeah, that's that's crazy.
Yeah, and this is like kid Big Mom.
If you took that literally as like kid Big Mom, that's like the craziest Big Mom upscale. I guess what you could do is, you know how you said like Gear 5 Luffy doesn't really scale to like Kizaru?
Yeah.
It's like, well, but he does kind of scale to Kaido, because like Kaido was actually able to fight him to some extent.
Yeah, no, that's a big underrated thing. Like, if you go back and look, if you look at like what Kaido does against Gear 5 versus what Kizaru does, it's a bit. Kaido lands a bunch of attacks on Luffy, but Kizaru never hits him. Which, I mean, honestly, I don't know how people like put characters like the admirals above people like Kaido. I don't think they're above him.
Like, I think it's just like you're not thinking about it too hard, so you're like, well, Luffy gets stronger every arc, and this is a stronger Luffy, so he's like going relative against like nerfed Kizaru, so that means Kizaru is above him, but like he doesn't really do anything to Gear 5 Luffy.
Yeah, he literally never hits him. Like, the closest thing he gets to it, it's like he fires a laser beam and it, like, scratches the side of Luffy's face. Like, it doesn't even hit him directly, because he's, like, partially dodges it.
Isn't Kaido also nerfed when he fights Gear 5 Luffy?
Yeah, he's holding an island and he's, like, just finished running a gauntlet of, like, 100 people. And, so... yeah, I mean, like, people will talk about, like, Kizaru's mental nerfs, but, like, not talk about, like, Kaido's, like, humongous gauntlet he ran and all that. And I was saying it earlier, like, the mental nerfs genuinely might not affect observation Haki. Like, his reaction speed and everything should still be about the same, but he still can't hit Luffy and is still being hit by him, you know, so.
Yeah, did you see it's, like, weird, like, Gear 5 Luffy, he actually can be serious. Like, he became more serious when he saw, like, Gunko Emu.
Yeah. Yeah, he has, like, serious moments. I I don't know. I really like the Gear 5 form. I think it's cool that he like for Luffy's like last transformation, Oda chose to have like a goofy power that like has cool moments. And
Yeah,
it's cool.
it kind of makes more sense than if Luffy was just like Super Saiyan or something.
Yeah. It's a very Luffy power. Like it just kind of fits like what One Piece is. And I mean he still has Gear 4, which is like closer to like a Super Saiyan type thing.
Yeah, that's more like traditional, I guess, like anime power up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I want to see him use more of like the new Gear 4 he has, like the mini version. I want to see more of that. Hopefully he does that more. But he just keeps going Gear 5. Like I think the main reason Oda's doing that is because like in this upcoming arc, I could see in the upcoming arc like Gear 5 just not having a drawback anymore, or the drawback being like lesser, and like the idea is him just using Gear 5 over and over made him like master it. I could see that happening in these upcoming arcs.
Yeah, do you think like what was your thoughts by the way like about like Aokiji versus Akainu like currently?
Oh wait, sorry, Aokiji versus Akainu.
Yeah.
Yeah, here I can pull up the panel. Like it was when Jinbei was talking about the fight. Let me see. Hold on. Akainu versus. So yeah, the Aokiji versus Akainu thing was on. I think it's chapter 654. Let me open that.
'Cause I feel like I personally think you could make an argument for Aokiji now, because like he's been like out doing stuff, and he like just recently like he fought Garp for instance, but Akainu just kind of been like in an office.
Yeah, and like Aokiji, he definitely had to have gotten stronger from fighting Garp. Like they show pictures of Aokiji after the fight, and he's like actually like seriously damaged. Like I wonder if like Garp got back up and like kept fighting after he like got frozen. Like the last time we see him, he's frozen and laughing. I wonder if he got back up and kept fighting him more, because like they show Aokiji and like he got kind of cooked. Like he had a pretty challenging fight.
Yeah, I think that would be I actually kind of do think Aokiji is probably stronger just because of that.
Yeah, I mean he definitely like should have gotten a Haki bloom from it. I'm trying to find where Jinbei, maybe it wasn't this chapter. Yeah, where Jinbei talks about the fight. In chat, anyone watching, if you know like what chapter Jinbei explains that fight, let me know. Oh wait, I might have just found it. No, I didn't. Here, what chapter is it? It says it's 653, but I didn't see it when I was there. But basically, yeah, like Jinbei says that they were equal. And I just want to find that. Because he says they were equal until the very end of the fight. Yeah, I'm not seeing it, man. And no one in the chat seems to know either. I was looking at it earlier, though.
Yeah, because I gotta figure like they're probably like a good amount stronger than Kizaru, and then Kizaru's stronger than the other admirals. Like, do you think if you just took all the admirals and like Sengoku, I guess, like would they be able to like stall you at all, or would they just still get cooked?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, if they can use Domi Reversi, then they're all getting cooked. But without Domi Reversi, maybe with like I mean, like, which version of Sengoku? You mean like Sengoku from Marineford?
I mean, maybe, or like maybe like Prime Sengoku would be like better, I guess.
Prime Sengoku? Yeah, then I think they have a chance. Prime Sengoku.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sengoku honestly was looking like a fraud in the God Valley flashback. How he got like beaten up by like 1 HP Garp while he was like completely fine. It made me think like they were actually never equal.
Yeah, he was getting beat up by like injured weakened Garp.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And I honestly think Oda like did that on purpose, like to say that they're not equal. People in the chat said that it's chapter 649. Thank you guys for saying that. Let me look here.
Yeah, because like Sengoku is like, he's kind of a fraud. Like he doesn't really do too much that's impressive in the story.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he genuinely doesn't.
His best feat, arguably, is I think doesn't he like pin Garp?
Yeah, and like it's probably Garp just like letting him do that. I mean, yeah, it's just that him like holding Garp down is his best feat. Oh, thank you, Flippy. He said it's chapter 650, page 5. Yeah, we just found it. So okay, so yeah, I just found it. Thanks to Flippy in the chat. Thank you. So Jinbei says like their fight was 10 days long, and he said they were evenly matched, meeting each other blow for blow. Until Akainu like won at the very end. So like the argument would be that like they're actually equal in power, but Akainu just has more stamina. That's like the only thing that put him over Aokiji. He could just like stay at full power like a slight bit longer, and then he beat Aokiji. But really, they're like actually equal in power. And then Aokiji would have gotten stronger because like the 2 years after that he was just like off on his own doing his own thing, but he's like had a bunch of battles recently. Like he fought the entirety of the Blackbeard pirates, so he might have like gotten a bit stronger from that. Then he fought Cracker, might have gotten stronger from that too, and then he fought Garp. And like the arguments for him getting stronger against like even the Blackbeard pirates and the commanders is we see that Luffy actually gets stronger fighting against fodder, like in the Udon prison arc. His Haki evolves in there.
Yeah, I think Luffy's kind of a freak though. Like he gets stronger like ridiculously fast.
Yeah, that is true. But like the Luffy Udon prison arc thing is like an interesting argument because you can make the argument that you get Haki blooms even fighting against weak people. Like the anime actually shows like flower petals when he's fighting them, like the actual Haki blooming as he's fighting weaklings.
That's crazy. They showed the literal Haki bloom.
Yeah, they do it a bunch of times in Wano. Like if there's like a scene where Luffy gets stronger, they have like petals, flower petals like appear, and it's supposed to be like Haki blooming like a flower. Also, like another example, Luffy has like a clear Haki bloom when he rips off Old Man Hyogoro's collar. Like his Haki like blooms in an instant, and he's able to like use a higher level of Haki than he could before from like one stressful situation. So like I don't know, Haki blooms are interesting. Like you can make an argument that you get them just from like fighting anyone. Like it might not even need to be a strong opponent. I want to find the exact Rayleigh statement where he talks about Haki blooms. Like what chapter is this? It was like it was in the middle of the Katakuri fight. Chad, if anyone knows like the exact chapter number where the Rayleigh Haki bloom happens, that would be That would be nice. Please let me know. But I want to look and see. But yeah, that's basically the argument for Aokiji, is that like they were equal in power, and then like Aokiji has had Haki blooms afterwards. Meanwhile, Akainu's like all he's done is try to kill Kuma and fail, and that's like it.
Yeah, do you think Akainu is like, I don't know if they say he's mentally nerfed, but like he's like conflicted with like everything that's happening in the story, or do you think he just doesn't care? Like he's still gonna keep trying to like do his absolute justice thing no matter what?
Oh, Akainu? I think he doesn't care about anything, bro. Like we actually need to get the Akainu backstory, because
it's weird. Really, we don't really see like what his history is.
I think he grew up poor, because Oda drew like a picture of all the admirals as kids, and like the picture of Akainu, he was like, he just looked poor. Like he just looked like he was struggling and just angry.
Yeah, it's probably like he probably has like kind of a similar backstory to like Kaido almost, where he was like constantly fighting people or something even as a kid.
Yeah, I think he was. Like I think they show like he has like a knife in his picture of him as a kid. He's like the only one who looked like he was fighting as a kid. Green Tornado said it's chapter 886. Thank you, bro. Oh yeah, he was right. So there's a lot of interesting stuff here on this one. But okay, so what Rayleigh says, he says the real advancement in Haki happens during extreme use in battle. The stronger the foes you face with the power, the stronger you'll become with it. So like it implies that I mean, when you fight strong people and have like an intense battle, you get a Haki bloom. That's like the most like widely accepted rule. But like there's other arguments you could make. Like you could just say like maybe even weak people, you can get some form of a Haki bloom, because he says like the stronger the foe you face with this power, the stronger you'll become. So like it's better to fight strong people, but like maybe you can get them against weak people too, you know? Like you would get a bigger Haki bloom against someone strong, but you might still be able to get some bit of an amp against a weak person. And then another argument is like strong compared to who, you know? Like technically like everyone they're fighting in the new world is kind of strong, even if they're weak compared to you. So like you can make that kind of argument that like if you fight anybody who's like not a bum, maybe you can get a small boost. Yeah, I don't know. Haki blooms are interesting though, but like basically it's like we see Luffy get stronger even fighting like fodder. So I think like you get more than just Haki blooms though in One Piece. I think like your overall stats can get stronger even without Haki blooms, because like we see characters like Nami get way stronger, and she doesn't like use Haki, you know.
Yeah, it seems like you can get stronger even without Haki.
Yeah, because like I mean we see the Straw Hats do it a lot pre-time skip. Like if you look at pre-time skip, almost every arc, like Luffy, Zoro, or Sanji would develop a new move, and they weren't using Haki yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument they kind of were, like unconsciously, like for instance when Zoro fights like Mr. 2, I think he like, was it Mr. 2 or was it Mr. 1 he fights?
Yeah, he fought Mr. 1.
Yeah, Mr. 1, that's it. He fights him. And he basically does like armament Haki. He does like Ryuo, like the advanced armament Haki, like on accident, seemingly.
Yeah, it also seemed like he used observation Haki, because I think he's like sensing the voice of his swords, and that's usually what they talk about when they mention observation Haki. Yeah, so actually the Straw Hats were having Haki blooms pre-time skip. Blackbeard says that too, because when he sees Luffy and Impel down, he's like, well, your Haki's stronger now than it was last time I saw you. And actually we see Luffy having Haki blooms. I think every time he unconsciously uses Conqueror's Haki pre-time skip. I think those were all Haki blooms too.
Yeah, I think possible. Like maybe literally everyone has Haki, but like you have to learn to control it.
Yes, that actually is what it is. Rayleigh says that. Like he says like it's a power everyone has, but only like a few people can use it. Like because it is just willpower. Rayleigh pretty much says like that exact thing when he first teaches Luffy Haki. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of like in Elbaf they revealed that like Zoro didn't even know he was using Conqueror's Haki. Like he wasn't controlling it. He was just like using it unconsciously.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Yo, what's up, Ty?
I see. Did I miss it?
Yeah, I want to see if I can find that statement where like Rayleigh's training Luffy. Let me see here.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. How's it going?
I said debate and all that.
So, sorry, what did you say?
Kind of missed your guys' debate.
Oh yeah. We started with talking about Emu versus the Admirals, and then we just started talking about like all kinds of other One Piece stuff. But
Yeah, dude, that's the problem. Is like we needed like a hardcore Kizaru defender or something in here to like extend that argument for like 2 hours to explain like that.
yeah. Oh yeah, Ty, you had a good amount of background noise. But no, yeah, I agree, Anno. That would have been nice. Oh no, it's all good, Ty. Yeah, it would have been nice. Like there are definitely like people out there who are like I guarantee there's people who are like, oh no, Akainu with solo, bro. Like there's people who would say that for sure.
You remember I saw a live stream, I think you were watching it, where it's like they had Akainu in like top 4 or something.
They had him top 1. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, they.
Like above Emu or?
Oh, I don't know if they included Emu. But yeah, like they just had him like above everybody. Like above Kaido, above Shanks. Like yeah, putting him above Shanks specifically is the craziest one to me because like we saw Shanks had him like scared, you know, like.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like if you had. The only reason I could think is if it's some weird like, because I think the logic is that the Fleet Admiral is like the same thing as the Pirate King, but like it definitely is not.
No, it definitely isn't. That is like, yeah, that's pretty wild. I'm looking for that scene where they show what is it? Where they show Rayleigh training Luffy and like teaching him about the basics of Haki. But I found this cover page of Akainu and Kizaru just chilling. I didn't realize Akainu actually has a tattoo on his left arm.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't know. I kind of would wonder what are even like the arguments other than just saying like, because he's the Fleet Admiral, that he would be like so ridiculously strong. Because maybe if someone could make those arguments, you could argue that he could at least like stall out Emu.
Yeah, they were saying they said it was because he had the biggest bounty. Like he had a 5 billion bounty, so he's supposed to be like close to Pirate King or something. And then
yeah, I mean he technically did. So I guess if you use that logic, it's like maybe. Do you think if say instead of the Admirals, it was like Shanks and Mihawk and Luffy and Loki? Like I feel like they would, like just Luffy and Loki might win this arc. So like
yeah.
If you had like Shanks, Hawk, like they should like actually just stop. Like Emu will have to run away, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too. If it was Shanks, Mihawk, Luffy, I mean, I was saying earlier, I thought like Luffy, Shanks, and Blackbeard together might win. So like,
Yeah, because
Mihawk and Shanks together would be crazy.
yeah, Mihawk and Shanks. I feel like they should like fight somebody at some point. I don't know who they would even fight. Like I feel like anyone we've seen in the story so far, other than Emu, would just lose to like Mihawk and Shanks together.
Oh, I completely agree. Yeah. Like I don't think there's anyone who can handle both of them working together. Like I can't. Like they'd beat. I think everyone we've seen. I think they would also beat. Like Domi. They'd beat Domi Reversi Rocks. They'd beat Harold. I think they'd beat like just about anyone. But
I mean, you could argue that they would just individually they beat them because the logic is like, well, Shanks is stronger than Loki.
oh yeah, that's true. You could also just say that too. And okay, I found the panel where like Rayleigh first talks about Haki, and it like the Viz translation is interesting. So yeah, they say Haki is a power that lies dormant in people everywhere. So yeah, it's like everyone has it dormant, but only some people can use it.
Yeah, so like maybe like when they were getting stronger in pre-time skip, they actually were all getting like hockey blooms or whatever. It was just unconscious, like they weren't using it consciously, so it was like a lot weaker.
Yeah, I do think they were all getting hockey blooms. And I do think like every time we see Luffy like accidentally use Conqueror's Haki, I think that was a hockey bloom every time. And also like that's how Kobe awakens Haki too. Like the stress of Marineford, like he develops observation Haki. So I think that might have been a hockey bloom for Kobe too.
Yeah, do you think like the craziest, like I think you're talking about Blackbeard, I think like the biggest Blackbeard, like the biggest hype Blackbeard gets in the story, I think, is that Shanks genuinely like doesn't want to mess with him.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a pretty good one. I mean, yeah, Blackbeard has to be like crazy strong. I was also saying to someone before, I think there's a chance that like he lost his ability to dodge things. Like at least when he uses the darkness fruit. I don't know if he can dodge while using the darkness fruit at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he kind of just has to take whatever's coming at him, because that's like how the power works. Like everything gets sucked towards him, so he kind of just has to like take it.
Yeah, and I was also thinking like even when he doesn't use the fruit, is that also the case? Because I mean he is a Logia, but it seems like Logia can like turn on and off their ability, but I don't know. It seems like sometimes they can, and sometimes that's just not the case. Like I don't know. It's hard to say. Like for example, could a Logia die to like a normal gun in One Piece if they like just stay human mode? I don't really think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Like I think I'm pretty sure there's moments where they get like off guarded and it's still they're like Logia.
That's what I think too, yeah. So like when I think about that, I'm like maybe Blackbeard just actually can't dodge anything. Like ever. So that's why he's like at most he blocks, but we never see Blackbeard ever dodge anything. And I was thinking maybe he just can't.
That's crazy if he's literally incapable of dodging attacks.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Blackbeard literally can't dodge. I had said that before, and like people got real mad at that concept, but I was like, dude, I think there's a chance. Like maybe he just actually can't dodge anything, because we never see him dodge. Even against like the Seraphim, he doesn't dodge them. Law's attacks are doing like durability negation. He's still just taking them to the head. He like you never see him dodge anything, so maybe he just actually can't.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know, that's crazy. Because that's like, I don't know, do you think Blackbeard is like potentially he could actually just be like as strong as Shanks right now.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, like, the Earthquake Fruit is crazy. So I don't know. Against, like, any Devil Fruit user, he's, like, almost guaranteed to win. Like, he has just such a good combination. But I do think, like, there's a chance he would get, like, matchup diffed by Akainu. Because, like, if he actually can't dodge, like, he's not gonna just tank a bunch of magma punches, you know, like.
Yeah, that seems like kind of like the argument people make when they talk about that fight is that he would just have to like eat lava the whole fight.
Yeah, he would definitely, like, like, that lava is crazy. I think you can just block it with Haki though, but it seems like it just melts most people. Like, it melted Whitebeard and Kuma, but I mean, the fact that Kuma kind of held his own against Akainu a little bit is kind of underrated, in my opinion. I think he dodged an attack from him or something, and like fought him for a while off screen.
Yeah, I remember that. He's like, yeah, Kuma might actually just be like a beast.
Yeah, which is like Sabo upscale, because like Sabo should be stronger than Kuma.
Wasn't that like part of the crux of when you had that debate? It was like Sabo, like how strong is Sabo or whatever, and it was talking about Sabo should be stronger than Kuma, and then Kuma's like he's like dodging attacks from like Akainu.
Yeah, because like that was an argument I was using, is like Sabo might have been stronger than Kuma even before he ate the fruit, and then he got Ace's fruit on top of that, and like. And he trains. Like, he's not like Luffy where he like waits to lose before he trains. He just like trains anyway.
Yeah, because people are saying like I wouldn't actually even be surprised if Sabo like fights Akainu, because people are like, oh, Luffy has to fight Akainu because he scarred him. It's like, I think Luffy, he already is gonna have to fight like Emu. He might fight Shanks at some point. Like, he's got way too many fights already lined up. And it's like, he might actually just own Akainu already, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly true. That's honestly true, yeah. He might already just be capable of beating him.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, like, it doesn't really seem like a thing where, you know, like, he would have to do it. Like, I get why people say it, because he did leave a scar on Luffy, like, Luffy's, you know, his iconic, like, X star or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's from Akainu.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, and I've seen people say, like, everyone who got scarred by someone is going to have a rematch, so they think that Shanks will have a rematch with Blackbeard and stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of, like, potential matchups in One Piece. It'll be interesting to see how they all play out, but I think, like, this Haki, I think, is an underrated power system. I don't think it's, like, as good as Nen or Cursed Energy and JJK, but I do think like it's kind of cool on its own. Like, I don't know, it does a lot of different stuff, and I think it's cool.
I really like observation Haki. Like, I like that you can just see the future.
Yeah, observation Haki's cool. Like, you can see the future, and you can sense like other people's strength, like tell how strong people are. Like, that's how Rayleigh, when they stepped on the island, he's like, oh yeah, there's 500 people stronger than you here, Luffy. Like, so I think that's cool.
They can, like, read people's emotions, I think. Like, some people can.
Yeah, I think Luffy can, and Fujitora kind of can, I think, too. So, like, there's a lot of different stuff with observation Haki. Oh yeah, and then that was another thing I wanted to talk about. I was trying to explain it on stream earlier, but it was hard to do without, like, the actual manga panel. Observation Haki works different than all the other Haki types. Like, the most obvious one people point out is like you can only do that one when you're calm, and none of the other ones are really like that. But like, Luffy says this about Katakuri's Haki. He says Haki runs out as you use it. If the fight goes on long enough, his observation Haki is going to get weaker, guaranteed. So, like, That's different because it's like, for example, armament Haki doesn't get weaker as you're using it. Like, as long as you still have output, you can still like do strong attacks, right? But
yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's like, with armament, there is like the whole idea, I guess, of like, this is you doing this over time. I'm like, this is what I keep it at, like the consumption rate over time normally is this, but maybe for long enough you would have to like lower it because you'd be like, I'm gonna run out soon.
that's possible too. I thought that this was interesting because it seems like for observation, it's the only Haki where output and capacity are linked. So it's like for observation Haki, as your capacity goes down, the output just also goes down. But like, it's not like that for any of the other kinds. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I that's how I viewed it. But I think what you said is also possible. Like, I guess you could argue that that's kind of how all of them work.
Yeah, here's a great matchup for you. We've been talking forever. Like Hody Jones with literally no pills versus Ghetto from JJK.
Oh, I actually still think Hody Jones. I think Hody Jones would like blitz him and like slam him on his neck. I think.
Probably would.
Oh yeah, that's the other way you can scale One Piece high. Have you heard like that scaling for One Piece, the energy steroid one?
The energy steroids are crazy because like every one multiplies on top of the other one.
Yeah, it's like exponential. Like every single one is like an exponential increase, and Hody Jones eats like 100 of them. So it's like, I mean, it's like 2 to the power of like hundreds times stronger. And I remember I like put it in a calculator once, and the number is just so gigantic, it's ridiculous. Like, it's just insane, like how big of a multiplier it would be. So you can use like even like a normal human being with that much of like a normal human being in the real world with that much of a multiplier like might be planetary. like
Yeah, dude, it's like a normal person eating all those pills would like beat up everyone in JJK.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, no, JJK cannot hang with the One Piece verse and stats at all. Even if you use like unless you use like the craziest stuff possible, like if you say like Gojo in the prison realm where there's no time, he's able to use his curse technique, so Gojo has infinite speed. If you use that, then like yeah, then they could, but without that, they don't really stand a chance. Even if you use like the EM wave stuff, like they're still like getting blitzed. Like,
So this is the craziest stuff you can use, I think, is like when Kenjaku kind of survives like a black hole for a second.
yeah. Yeah, that
And
is
then
pretty
also,
crazy.
I guess when Gojo made like an earthquake.
Oh
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
getting out.
Yeah, that is impressive. I mean, like, if they were fighting JJK, in my opinion, the only person who would give them any challenge would be Gojo, just because he has Infinity and Unlimited Void. But like, Unlimited Void would not work against anyone with observation Haki like Luffy, because like they'll just look into the future and be like, oh, he'll hit you with this, so you better jump back 100 meters and then you'll be safe.
I thought like the funniest thing was like Majulo Yuji. I just thought of this. Like Majulo Yuji, I'm like, I don't know, he could beat like Buggy, but then I thought, well, his best move is like dismantle and cleave. That doesn't even work on Buggy.
Medulo Yuji just getting dipped by Buggy the Clown. That would be crazy.
It's diff. He can't do anything.
Something else is in a lot of other series, characters can probably just see Sukuna's slashes because like Maki can see them because she has senses that are like better than a normal human. Like, all you need to see Sukuna slashes are like better than normal senses. So like in most other verses, the characters just have that. So like for example, I saw this one thread, people were saying like, could Thrag beat JJK? And like he would most likely lose to Gojo, but like he probably can beat Sukuna because like I think like, have you seen Invincible? Like, do you know the Viltrumites and stuff?
I saw like a poll or something, and I'm like, I guess Gojo. Here's the thing, right? It's like Gojo can stun him. I mean, that counts as a win for like a fight. But like, let's say Thrag literally landed on the planet in like the JJK verse. It's like after Gojo did that, Thrag would just wake up in like a minute and then kill everyone like on the planet, and then Gojo would just be stuck there with like alone on the planet.
Yeah, that's possible. I think Unlimited Void kills people though. Like, if he just uses it long enough, I think it like actually kills them.
I just think like it seems like it almost hurts you less the stronger you are, and like Thrag is ridiculously stronger than any character in JJK.
Yeah, that is true. Like, you could argue that like maybe he could just tank Unlimited Void for a while.
Yeah, technically Megumi's soul tanked Unlimited Void like for like probably like several minutes.
Yeah, that's gotta be a plot hole, honestly, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't even make sense. But yeah, I mean, I think Thrag and any Viltrumite would be able to see the slashes because like they have better senses than Maki.
Yeah, they got like, I mean, I think they got like air. Like at the very least, it's like Maki can like sense the air. I'm pretty sure they can sense the air. That's like part of why they can fly. Like how they can, you know, like know their location in the air or whatever. Because that's why they're weak to like sound.
Yeah, I definitely think a Viltrumite would be able to see the slashes because it's just like anyone with like enhanced senses that are like on par with Maki should be able to do it. So I think a lot of verses people can just see Sukuna slashes. And like,
That's really, I don't know. That's probably how it works. It's weird that that's like a plot point that they're invisible.
yeah, and it's not really explained why they are. It doesn't even really make sense, especially, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's plot that Gojo, like, it seems like Gojo can't see him, which makes no sense. He sees cursed energy on an atomic level, so like, are they saying like it's not made of cursed energy? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I don't.
It's like the only thing, like you would have to make some stuff up. It's like Sukuna made a binding vow to like make them invisible or something.
Yeah, it just does not. That doesn't really make sense. I don't even know. I guess, yeah, it's something weird like that. And so I wonder if Yuji slashes are also like that. They probably are. Also invisible.
No, you can. I guess this is for the audience, to be fair, but like you can see his slash when he does like the dismantle. Like you can see it flying through the air.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I think there's some weird stuff with JJK. I think overall JJK's like power scaling is good though. It's just I just think like there's some weird stuff around Sukuna. They just like kind of I don't know. There is some weird stuff in it, but for the most part, I think JJK's power scaling is good.
The weirdest stuff is anything involving like Gojo and Sukuna and like Maharaga and Modulo. I guess that's like when it gets like the most weird.
Yeah, and then just all the binding vows spamming. Like, there's a lot of binding vows in JJK to the point where you just start wondering, like, why doesn't everyone just do them all the time? Like, at the end, even, like, Todo's using them. I think Yuji's, soul punches are, like, buffed by a binding vow, I think.
Yeah, they are. It's like he when he's fighting Sukuna, he makes it so they can only target the boundary between like Sukuna's and Megumi's soul, I think, and that buffs them.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, why doesn't everyone just use binding vows all the time?
Gojo, like, I don't think he ever used a binding vow in the series. I could be wrong. I don't know if he ever made one in the entire story.
I think you had brought up the idea like why didn't he just do a binding bow to do like hollow purple with no movement one time? And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like he could literally do that. I don't see why he couldn't do it if Sukuna can do it with the world cutting slash.
Yeah, just to do an instant fire purple. Yeah, that would be cool. But all right, man. I think that's it for this stream. I'm gonna get going to sleep. But yeah, that One Piece is cool, man. There's a lot of like really cool stuff in One Piece right now, and I don't know. I'm really happy with the Elbaf arc. Like that, this newest chapter is possible. I mean, other than the mural and like some of the God Valley chapters, like this one was my personal favorite in recent memory, just because like I really liked that Gabon statement. It was just really well done, in my opinion.
This is like there's a lot of things in One Piece that's like the power scaling is like debatable. That's like I think the most fun thing about One Piece power scaling is that a lot of the top characters are relative. But like there's literally pretty much no doubt that Emu is the strongest character we've ever seen on screen.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I also think it's wild how like it's wild how many people were hating on Elbaf for so long. Because I was reading Elbaf thinking like it's just really good, but like even during God Valley, people were like complaining and hating on Elbaf. Even during God Valley.
Yeah, I don't really get that. It's like we're literally getting the God Valley flashback. Like that's insane that we got the God Valley flashback in the same arc that we got like Shamrock reveal, Emu reveal, Harley mural, like all this crazy stuff, and we also just got the entire God Valley flashback.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. It kind of just seems like no matter how good a manga is, there will be people who hate on it. But I do think someone had told me before that they think One Piece just gets like a lot of hate because of how popular it is, and it's just like been popular for so long that like it makes other people mad. Like I do think that there's a large like number of people hating on One Piece that hate on it for that reason. I know like back in the day Naruto fans, like there were some who like would just hate on One Piece because they viewed it as like competition to Naruto.
Which is funny because I think Oda and Kishimoto are actually they were like friends. Like I'm pretty sure literally in the last chapter of Naruto, like Luffy's like straw hat symbol, you know, his Jolly Roger is literally like on the base on the Hokage monument.
Yeah, they both did like a respectful drawing for each other. Like when Naruto was like reaching its last chapters, like Kishimoto drew like Luffy in one of his cover pages, and Oda drew like Naruto eating ramen with Luffy in his cover page. So yeah, I do think that they're friends. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think One Piece is sick. Like I think it's super good.
Yeah, pretty much.
But all right, man, I gotta get going. But yeah, it was good talk. All right, see ya, man. All right, chat. That was a fun stream. You said literally the final page of Naruto? Yeah, that's really cool. Sabo's still a bum, though? I've never understood Sabo hate, bro. I've always thought Sabo was a cool character, bro. Thanks, Zell. Yeah, I thought it was a fun stream, too. I love talking about One Piece. So yeah, like, I was originally going to post a Hunter x Hunter video, but I woke up this morning and read the newest One Piece chapter, and I just loved it so much. I had to make a video about it. And then now we got this stream as well. I don't know. This one I might not even put on members only. I might leave this one up. I'll see. If I put it on members only, I'll wait a little while. I'll leave this one up for a little while. Chat, this video I made, One Piece is Immaculate, this newest one, like the chapter review, there's a error in the video at the very start. I don't know if people are really noticing it. which is good. It bothers me when I watch it. There's like a visual error at the beginning. Yo, Snailium, thank you for the gifted membership, bro. I appreciate that a lot. Matter of fact, here, let me do that too. Let's see, can I do that? Yeah, thanks for doing that, Snailium. And yeah, and then I just gave out like 5 gifted memberships at random. So yeah, this video, I mean, this stream we just did, I might put it to members only. I'm not sure. I might do it later. But if anyone here has watched the newest One Piece video I made, did you notice like the visual error that's in the video? Because I don't know, other people might not notice it. I noticed it like after I posted it, and it does bother me. Like what actually happened was I posted that video and I had a spelling error in the text, this like one piece of text early on, and I was like, oh, that annoys me. So I deleted the video, re-uploaded it, and after I re-uploaded it, I'm like, oh, there's another error. And I just left it. Anno, you said you didn't notice? Then yeah, maybe I just won't even say. Because it bothers me when I look at it, but like if other people aren't noticing it, then maybe it's just like something small that only I'm noticing. You said I watched it but was listening, so maybe I missed. Okay, well yeah, then it should be all right. Because I was thinking maybe I should delete the video and re-upload it a third time, but at that point that's like kind of ridiculous. I don't even know, but it does bother me when I look at it. But if other people aren't noticing it, then I think it's okay. One piece of text, you say? Yeah, yeah. You said I love your content, bro. Keep it up, much love. Thank you, Caesar. I appreciate that, bro. Glock, you said. What did you say? You said missed it. Seemed like a fun stream. W to you in the community. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Bro just gave himself money. No. No, yeah, the gifted memberships, like, they just go out at random. Like, when I send out the gifted memberships, they just go out to, like, 5 random people. So it lets them watch the members-only videos for a month, I think. But, yeah, this one, I don't know. If I put it to members-only, that'll be, like, tomorrow. Because I'm just going to, like, chill and go to sleep tonight and just leave it be. But, yeah, that's it for this stream, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate the views and the comments. The next video I'm posting is a Hunter x Hunter video. Like, real quick, chat. Let me know what you guys think about this. Like, lately, that's what I've just been focusing on with the channel. Is like I try to do like one Hunter x Hunter, then one JJK, and like go back and forth. That's kind of like what my plan has been. I have a lot more ideas I want to post, so I kind of like that. Like, there's a lot I want to do with both of those. So that's kind of been the format I've been doing. Like, one Hunter x Hunter, then one JJK. I might do, like, 2 Hunter x Hunter in a row this time, though. Because I have, like, 2 Hunter x Hunter videos that I thought of the other day. So I might do both of those, and then we'll go back to a JJK. So that might be, like, the ratio I do. It's, like, either... It'll be something like that. It'll be like 1 Hunter x Hunter, then 1 JJK back and forth, or it'll be like 2 Hunter x Hunter, then 1 JJK. It'll be something like that. Everyone in this chat greater than Sabo. Hunter x Hunter fleet tier list incoming. That could be nice. It's gonna be something like that. Something like that. But alright guys, that's it for this stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate the views and the comments, and I will see you guys on the next one. Next video is a Hunter x Hunter one.